If you're visiting Alcatraz in the evening, you should definitely stop by Pier 39 beforehand. After a devastating earthquake in 1989, a sea lion colony has made the pier its home. They arrived in January 1990, and January is still the best month to see them, but by now you can see them almost every day. During the day we didn't see any, but if you come by in the evening, your chances might be better. If you're unlucky with the sea lions, you can still enjoy 100 shops and 10 restaurants along the 300 meters of the wooden pier. From the pier you can already spot Alcatraz in the distance, and the boat doesn't leave far from here. The tour will cost about $60 per person, but it does include an audio guide on the island itself. The ride to the island doesn't take long, and you will also get to listen to quite a few interesting stories on the way there. For 19 months, starting in November 1969, the island was occupied by Indians. Today you can still find signs of this occupation all over the island. The most prominent one is the big sign at the landing dock. From here it is a short walk to the Cellblock. If your mobility is impaired, there's also a train that will take you all the way up to the Cellblock. You will enter the Cellblock at the same location the inmates would have come in. While they would have washed themselves and picked up their linens, you will pick up your audio guide. While Alcatraz had 336 cells, it never really reached that capacity. For the most time, about 260 to 275 prisoners were present on Alcatraz. Cellblocks A, B and C hold the typical cells. Cellblock D was reserved for the worst criminals, and they were held in solitary confinement. At the west and the east end of the Cellblock, gun galleries provided protection for the guards inside. These gun galleries played a major part in the Battle of Alcatraz, but we'll get to that later. A typical prison cell in Alcatraz is 9 feet by 5 feet and 7 feet high. They feature a bed, a small table and chair, a washroom and a toilet. The toilets used salt water, which also caused the weakness in the wall used in one of the major escape attempts. While the cells lacked privacy, prisoners could still personalize them. 6 dark cells in Cellblock D were used as the hole, where prisoners would be punished for bad behavior. During the Battle of Alcatraz, 2 officers got killed. One of the inmates managed to squeeze through the bars of the gun gallery, obtaining the gun from an overpowered guard. Traces on the floor still speak of this incident. Marines dropped grenades through the roof to force the inmates into a utility corridor where they could be overpowered. Traces of a possibly successful escape attempt can also be seen in the prison. In 1962, Frank Morris and the brothers John Angrin and Clarence Angrin attempted an escape from Alcatraz. They managed to carve holes into the back walls of their cells, leading into a utility corridor. To hide their attempt, they created fake hats with real hair stolen from a barber shop. They also covered up the back of the cells with a false wall, which in the dark cells fooled the guards. Over the span of many weeks, the escapees also built a raft from 50 stolen raincoats. In the night of their escape, they made it through a vent to the roof and used the raft to depart Alcatraz. While the FBI tried to cover up their escape, circumstantial evidence suggests that the escapees actually made it to Angrin Island and later to Brazil. At the west end of the Cellblock at Times Square, you can enter the dining hall. Here, all of the prison population would dine together. The dining hall is also known as the gas chamber due to tear gas canisters mounted on the ceiling that could be activated remotely in case of a riot. The food served at Alcatraz was reportedly one of the best in the United States prison system. From the dining hall, a staircase leads up to the hospital area. Two of the most notable hospital patients here were Robert Stroud, the Birdman of Alcatraz, who spent 11 years confined to the infirmary, and Al Capone, who spent more time in the hospital than in the general prison population. During the first 3 months on Alcatraz, prisoners would not be allowed any visitors. After, inmates were permitted 1 visitor a month, although anyone likely to cause trouble, such as registered criminals, were barred from visiting. The door locking mechanisms at Alcatraz can be considered a masterpiece. Made by Stuart Ironworks Company, an entire row of about 20 cells could be operated by a system of multiple levers. The system allows to select any number of cells to open and close. To do so, an officer would have to select individual doors one at a time, or just select A to open all doors. During the night tour, a member of the National Park Service will demonstrate this mechanism.
Yes, yeah. And so you'd have, you know, you just up to the upper tiers and then to the outer tiers. At the top and work down because the prisoners felt cheated if they were always the last to their cell.
We hope you enjoyed the trip to Alcatraz with us. If you did, please let us know in the comments below. Of course, as a small channel, we are always grateful for new subscribers, and if you press the like button, you would help us out a lot. Thank you so much.